How being smart is ruining your life. In this video, I will share how smart people like you self-sabotage and how we can fix it. Being smart is not the advantage you think it is. Research shows that smart people always overthink, they have high levels of hesitation, and they are always in anxiety. Some of the smartest people I know, they understand life deeply, but they are never able to finish what they start. They are not able to move forward or take risks. If this sounds like you, well, let's get started and get you unstuck. Here I have 5 psychological reasons to help you understand why you are always stuck, not able to take action, and what you can do to actually make it happen. Number 1, overthinking feels like progress. Psychologically, brain is not able to distinguish between taking an action or thinking about it. Research on mental simulation shows that thinking about a task activates the same neural pathways as doing it. So nothing changes, but your brain thinks the task is done. So overthinking is killing your actions. This is also why reading so many books, watching videos, or creating blueprints does not help you in taking any action. Now, how can we do that? It's very simple. Think of a goal that you need to accomplish. For example, let's say you need to upload a video on YouTube. We do not write down our goals in terms of what we want, like not the outcome, but what we can do. So if we want to upload a video on YouTube, we won't write it as I want a video on YouTube that will go viral or makes or get thousands of views. Instead, we write creating a video is my goal. Now we break it down into actions that we can take. For example, if we are actually uploading a video, we would decide on the topic first. Then we would research and write a script. Then we will shoot, we will practice what we need to speak on the camera. These are the actions which are actually under your control. And the smaller these actions are, the easier they are to take. You need to replace your thinking goals with trigger actions. Instead of thinking, I need to understand this fully, you go, I am going to take one small, imperfect action today so I can make progress. Number 2, intelligence magnifies fear. Higher intelligence increases your ability to imagine negative outcomes. Research shows that people who have higher cognitive ability, they are better at predicting risk, but they are really bad at tolerating it. And this happens with you, right? It's because we get afraid of judgment, social judgment, or failure or embarrassment, and this hinders us in taking actions. We get paralyzed by all of these fears. And an average person starts something, they get their feedback, they fail, they retry, and eventually they're able to succeed at it. But smart people, no, because we never start, we never succeed. Now, here's what you need to do: write down your worst negative outcome on a piece of paper. Like, get a pen and paper right now and write it down. Now, this is one possibility, right? That it can happen, but at the same time, you also need to write down your most realistic positive outcome because it also has a probability of happening. Now you have your worst and best realistic outcomes ready. You need to go back to step 1 where you are taking small actions again. See, most fears, they disappear when they're clearly defined, and once you have both of these set ready, you know that it may happen or may not happen, but if you take actions, there's a higher probability that the positive one will happen. Number 3, smart people tie their identity to being right. Research on ego and identity shows that people who label themselves as smart fear situations where they will look stupid or they will look incompetent. So they avoid public embarrassment by not taking participate in new activities, like they avoid beginner stages, they avoid visible mistakes. And it's not your fault. When you were a child, everyone told you, oh, you're so smart, you're so good at it, this will work out for you, you will do wonderful in life. But as you grow up, things change and they do not turn out the way you want them to be. So at this point, failure does not feel like feedback, it feels like identity loss. And this is how we fix it. We need to detach intelligence from identity. You're not your performances, you're not your outcomes. You are, however, your actions. We need to adopt a new mindset, and that is, being bad at something is not identity loss, it's data gathering. Once you're gathering data, you understand what you need to do to get better at something. And we know you can do it, right? You can do it, right? Once you have more data on how to improve yourself, you will be able to do it eventually. So, being smart and being good at it requires you to be embarrassed for a moment, but the future is good. The grass is actually greener on the other side in this case. Number 4, perfectionism is a control strategy. Now, it looks like that perfectionism is about higher standards, but psychologically it shows that it is more about control than good performance. Research links perfectionism to anxiety and procrastination, not success. So smart people, they delay decisions, they don't take judgments, and they try to stay safe. We say things like, oh, I'm not ready yet, I'll do it when the time is right. It's never the right time unless you make it right. Perfection becomes permission to postpone. This is how we fix it. We set constraints and not standards. Constraints, for example, deadlines, help us take decision. Let's say we need to submit a thesis or we are working on building a business. Setting deadlines and when we submit it or when we check the first box from our to-do list helps us creating momentum. And once you are building a momentum, remember step one, we take small actions. Momentum helps you finish all the steps one by one, which eventually gets the task done and you improve. You may not like it, but done beats perfect every single time. Look at history. People who are successful, they didn't wait for perfection to come, they just did it. And that's why Nike says, just do it. Reason number five, smart people seek meaning before action. Smart people always seek clarity and purpose before they act, but psychologically, meaning is created once you take an action, not before it. People don't find their passion before they act, they find it after. So you start doing something, you act, you gain competence, you get feedback, and then passion follows. So you need to try a lot of things before you find your passion. So how do we fix this? We need to create systems or processes where you move first and then you seek meaning. It could be having to-do lists or setting deadlines for yourself or any other method which can help you take action first, right? From step number one to what we discussed earlier to anything else that you think works for you in your life, in your situation. You need to make sure that instead of overthinking things or looking for perfectionism, you are taking the action first. Maybe start the easiest task. Don't eat the frog first, eat the bee or the whatever. Start with the smallest task. Build momentum. Any task that takes 5 minutes or less, you start with it. Once you're done with it, pat yourself on the back and move on to the next task. Once you start doing this, you will see that how good it feels when you're getting things done. And that's how you fix these problems.